today for some restorative and yin yoga. We'll start lying on our backs in a supported upper back opening and Baddha Konasana legs if you like. Right, so if you have a pillow that's long, like these bolsters, you can use that, or if you have blocks, you can use those, or even a towel rolled up or a blanket rolled up, and put it alongside the length of your mat, and have it start wherever pleases you. Right, you can, if the closer it is to your lower back, the more intense the opening. So listen to your lower back. Where do you want to start today? And it can even be as high as where your shoulder blades start. I love that. So I'm going to put it higher up the block, and then find the spot for your block to be. And you can have something supporting your head as well if your throat doesn't like deep opening. And you can have your legs either long, stretched out long, or bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana legs if your hips feel like they need some opening. And you're even welcome to put something underneath your thighs outside, right? So that if the knees are quite high and you'd like some support there, it's too intense on the insides of your thighs, the opening, then feel free to put something to support your thighs. Bring your arms and hands anywhere that serves your opening. You can have them long alongside yourself, or like Shavasana, a bit further away, or even your hands on your belly, the elbows resting on the floor. Give yourself a few moments to arrive in this space that you've created for yourself. Send a moment of gratitude towards yourself and your own heart for giving you, gifting yourself these moments of peace. And take a deep inhale through the nose, feel your belly rise. Maybe exhale through the open mouth with a sound or a sigh. Do that 2 more times in your own breath cycles. Full in breath. Soundful out breath. Allow the breath to come and go. Allow your face to soften, the lips, the muscles around your lips. The eyelids become softer, and let there be a second layer of eyelids, imaginary, closing on top of the first set. Soften the eyebrows. Forehead. Noticing the thoughts that appear. Noticing which thoughts really grab your attention. And notice any reactions in yourself to these thoughts that appear. Any sensations along your entire self. And try to observe these thoughts that appear with somewhat neutral eye. But sense those things that happen in your body as the thoughts appear. And these thoughts can be faces, situations, colors, anything that you've experienced. And allow yourself, or give yourself a moment to feel sense. Try to let it go with the out breath. And allow your attention to come back to the breath. Where does it enter your body as you inhale? Notice where it moves to. Maybe there's spaces it doesn't move to. Could you send it there? And notice the expansions on the inhales and the contractions on the exhales. Keep softening the jaw, bottom from the top. Allowing any sounds that are around you in your environment to be a part of your environment. It's raining pretty heavy here outside right now. It just started. You can hear that. If there's sounds where you are, just let those sounds be a part of this moment. They will pass. Lovely. Take another full in-breath, full expansion in the front body, as well as the kidneys towards the floor. And complete out-breath, contraction. Keep the eyes closed. And as you inhale, reach your arms to the top of your mat over your head. So lengthen to the sides, reach your fingertips behind over your head on the floor. Good, inhale there. And then bring your palms together, and as you exhale, bring the thumbs to your forehead. A little prayer to your forehead, your intuition. Keep the palms there with the thumbs at your third eye center. Inhale fully. And make it a point for your practice today to be led by your intuition a little bit. Allowing the breath to flow intuitively. And let's bring the hands to heart center here. Anjali Mudra in lying. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And let's begin the session with the Om this side up. Inhale for one Om. Release your arms back to the floor. Keep your eyes still closed if you can. If your knees are out to the side, gently bring them back to center to stand your feet. Moving slowly with control. No rush. Good. And from here, let the body decide which side it wants to roll to, right? Off your block or pillow or cushions. Coming to a little embryo on the side for 2 breaths. Stay there. Make one arm a cushion for the head. And after 2 breath cycles, keep the eyes still closed and use your hands to push you up to a seat. Moving slowly, no rush. Bring your arms in front of you and just slide your hands away. As is comfortable. Let your head hang. Maybe swaying your upper body from side to side. Maybe some motion in the hips. Breathing through the nose into the entire breath body, full upper body inflation. And then bring your arms with you all the way over to the right side. Breathe into your left. And then from here, come onto your left fingertips and open your chest to the front and lift your left arm overhead. Coming. So we're still on there. Oh, did we walk to the left side? Sorry. So if your arms are on the right side, your front arm, you want to lift, so you're lifting your right arm, Rose. Yeah, that's it. I'll come back with you in the next. Good. So open the side and breathe into the side that's towards the ceiling. Good. Let your hips sink, both of them. Pelvis is grounded. One more in breath. And then as you exhale, both hands back to the floor. Good. And then start walking back to center and walk all the way over to the other side. Only as far as is comfortable again. Let your head drop. Let the neck be soft. Shoulder blades rolling down the spine. Keeping the neck long. And then your hand that is closer to the screen, off your mat, come into those fingertips. And then open your chest to the front and lift your front arm. Opening the other side here. Good. Allowing the top arm to be a little heavier. Breathe into your side body that's opening. Allowing the pelvis to ground on both sides a little more. And one more in breath. And as you exhale, round back forward, bring both hands to the floor. And wander back to center. Stay there for a moment, a breath or two again. Let the head hang. Breathe into your back body. Feel it expand. And then from here, take a little impulse and roll over your shins forward into something like all fours. Bring your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touching. Remove any props from the mat. Then coming into a wide-legged child's pose for a little back bending. Your arms can be in front of you, lengthening, or beside your legs. Wherever serves your pose today. And feel free to bring your knees any amount of further apart or closer together. Allow the chest to drop and the forehead to drop. Relax the shoulders and the arms. Let the hips be heavy, rounding towards the back behind you. Move your bottom jaw from side to side, very small movements, sliding side to side, bottom jaw. Breathe fully, inflate the whole upper body. Maybe you can follow that in-breath, dancing down your spine, creating more space between the vertebrae. And as you exhale, allow the hips to settle a little bit more towards the floor. A few more breaths here. And slowly begin to lift your head. Activate your hands, pull them a little bit closer. Lift your upper body and then coming back into all fours. Lift your hips, bring your knees closer. Hips distance or a little wider. Good. And then close your eyes and allow for some cat-cow movements guided by the breath and the wisdom of the body, surrounding fully as you exhale. And lengthening the front body as you inhale. Or maybe try the breath the other way around. That's fine too. Find your way. And they can be small or big movements, a variation of them. Feel free to circle the chest or the hips or both. Allowing the head to just come along for the movement. Let the heart guide the movement, the wisdom of the heart. Let the head just follow that movement, physically and mentally. A few more breaths here. Any big or small movements. Bringing it back to your neutral spine. Good. And now where your right hand is where your right foot will come. So bring your right hand closer to the center and bring your right foot forward. Place your right hand inside the right foot. Good. Let your upper arm and that right knee press very gently against each other. Right. Just gentle engagement there. And as you inhale, lift your left arm up. Open the chest. And as you exhale, thread that left arm diagonally back through your legs. Follow the gaze. Your gaze follows your fingertips. Inhale, lift the left arm overhead. Open the chest. Exhale, round through. Good. A few more like these. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. And again, inhale, open. Exhale, round. 2 more. And one more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Good. And then the next time that you open up, stay open for a breath or two. Keep lengthening the spine. Whole right foot is grounded. And you're following exhale, both hands back towards the floor. And bring your right leg back into all fours. Just circling the hips. Both directions, 2 or 3 circles. Maybe you can notice any differences in the hips there already, in the back. One is more alive, feels bigger than the other. Good. And then back to center. And bring your left leg forward. Move your left hand further to the center and bring your left foot forward. Left hand inside the left foot. Engage the upper arm and the knee gently towards each other. And then inhale, lift your right arm, open up. Right. On the exhale, thread it through diagonally back, and your gaze follows the fingertips, rounding your back slightly. Inhale, lift, open the chest. Feels like a little back bend in the spine. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, threading through. Inhale slowly, as if you're moving with resistance, you're open up. Exhale, round through. A few more. Lovely. Just 2 more there. Going rounding on the exhale. Opening on the inhale. Keeping the left arm and leg somewhat active. And then the next time that you inhale, lift your right arm up. Stay there. For a few breaths. Keep lengthening the spine forward as you inhale. Good. One more in breath. And as you exhale, bring the right hand back towards the floor. Slide the left leg back into elbows. Circle the hips one more time. Good. And then from here, slide your right knee forward to behind your right hand. Bring the right foot in front of your left foot. Coming into pigeon here, so the more diagonal your shin is, the less intense it gets, and the more parallel your shin is towards the top of your mat, the more intense. So slide your left leg back. Find anything to prop your hips if you need to. If your hip finds the floor and it still feels lovely, stay there. Any pinching, prop your hip. All right, be careful with your knee as well. Just inhale, lengthen the spine. And then take your gaze over your left shoulder. Check your left leg. Is it straight, somewhat straight along the mat? All right. And then bring it back to center your gaze. Inhale, long spine. And as you exhale, bring your upper body down, either onto forearms. That's where you will stay for a few breaths. If your body allows you to go deeper, you can sink your head to the floor or find any prop to put your head on, maybe your fingers, your hands, a little towel, or a block to put your forehead on. Lovely. Finding your breath there. Allowing there to be an in-breath that rolls down your spine. So beginning from the top of the head, the inhale gently rolls along your spine, creates space between the vertebrae. Imagine that. And then the exhale grounds your hips a little more into Mother Earth. Allow the shoulder blades to work with gravity, melting down. Your eyes can be open or closed. Notice your breath. Notice your jaw. Sensing any parts of your body that are grabbing your attention very clearly. Probably your hip, the outer hip, maybe the shoulders. Just sending some love there with the breath, and warmth and trust. Talking back to the tissues that are giving you signs. Allow them to relax, tell them to let go. It's fine, you got this. Notice how your breath might change when you do that. Almost feels like a sigh of relief. You can stay here. If you like a little bit more even, you can take your right arm and slide it underneath your left arm so that your shoulder, if it reaches the floor, can come to the floor. You turn your head to the left. Just a little bit more opening and twisting in the spine, only if it feels good in your hip. It's also more intensity in the hip opening that you choose. The palm of the right arm, if you are threading it through, it's towards the ceiling. And if you're trying this and it feels too intense on the hips at some point, just come back out into the previous pose. Noticing your breath again. Did it get shorter maybe because you're trying something that's unfamiliar? A few more breaths here. Noticing any pictures that appear as well in your mind's eye. What colors come up, what people, what situations. Greeting all of these with a huge heart full of love. Everything that happens is a teacher. We will only learn if we meet the situations and people, feelings in our lives with an open heart. If your right arm is thread through, gently bring it back out. And begin to lift your head. Come back onto your hands, lift your upper body. If there's any props underneath your hips, take them out. And then place that right hip on the floor so you open up to the left side and bring your left leg slowly, carefully forward. So let either the foot on the floor or let it hover. So we'll do some movements here, a little bit more for the hips, a little bit yang yin. So inhale here, and then bring the left leg back gently first because we did a big opening. Take a little dip here. And then lift the upper body again, bring the left leg forward. Let it hover. And bring it back again. Take a little dip. Lift again, and the left leg forward. And a few more here. You can speed it up or do it slow. Take even 2 breath cycles for 1 round. Right, your body, your hip, your pose. Few more breath cycles for any small, slow, or faster movement. Good. And then the next time that your left leg is in front, keep it there. Place the left foot underneath the right knee and bring the right leg back behind you slowly, gently, because the knee has been bent for quite a while. Slide your hips forward and then coming into your, prep yourself into your pigeon here. Right? Any supports under the left hip, give it that. And again, the more parallel your shin is towards the top of your mat, the more intense. Right? So find your intensity here. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Check your right leg is somewhat straight behind you. Just giving the lower back a little break there, because the more out your leg is, the more intense it is. And not so nice. Good. And then the head back forward. Inhale, long spine. And then exhale, slide your hands away. Come onto your forearms. Any props for your forehead to lie on. Hands or blocks or books or towels. Take a few breaths to find your pose, to arrive here. Even physically, you're already there, or to the outside eye, you're there, but to fully arrive, take a few breaths. Allowing the body to realize it can stay here, and allowing for the tissues to realize they can let go. They can sink into the pose. Again, allowing the breath with the inhale to start at the top of your head, and let there be a little rush down your spine, creating space between the vertebrae on the inhale. And then let the exhale settle your hips, grounding into Mother Earth. A few cycles like this. Inhale, rushing down your spine, creating length and space. Exhale, grounding your hips, melting more. Releasing the shoulders. Notice your jaw, the bottom one. Release. Notice if your mind wanders, can you bring it back to the breath? If you did on the other side and you would like to bring more intensity into the opening and into the spine, some twist, then lift your head and bring your left arm underneath your right arm, sliding it through, letting the shoulder and the upper arm land. Palm inside is towards the ceiling of the left arm. Noticing if that works or is too intense. If it's too much, then feel free to come back at any time to the previous pose. Remain a wise yogi, listen to your body. know so much better. Notice your breath now after, if you've moved, after moving. The different parts that it now moves into. Few more breaths here. Noticing how the body wants to let go. And gently begin to lift your head. Bring your arms in. Release the arm that if you've threaded through, bring it back. Coming back onto your hands, moving slowly. Removing any props from under your left hip. Let it ground. And slowly bring your right leg forward, moving slowly first. No rush. Feel a little fragile on the hip. That's a fine that there. And then begin to bring the right leg back, moving slow at first. Big little dip with the upper body. And bring the right leg forward again. And feel free to stay in a slow motion here or speed it up, whatever feels good in your hips. Don't jump into autopilot. And allow the body to guide your movement. Are you breathing fully? Good. Two more breaths here. And then the next time your right leg is in front of you, bring it back onto the floor. Place the right heel underneath the left heel. And just roll over your knees, coming back into all fours. Or bring your legs to the side. I just back here. Noticing the two thighs. And take some cat-cows here. Big, small, any intuitive movement led by the body. Circling the chest and the hips. Noticing how that feels now. Good. And then bring it back to center, neutral spine. Good. And from here, come to sit with your legs in a Z, and preferably along your mat, so you're facing to one side. And your left leg is your front leg, and the right leg is your side leg, back leg. Yeah, we'll do both sides. If you have any blocks or cushions, bring them to your left side. If you just have also blankets that are rolled up, I need to prop myself really high here on this one, and place them right alongside your left side. Right, if you have, yeah, the blanket. Good. So we'll do some side body opening for the breath to flow nicely. Bring it real close so that you can place your rib cage on there, preferably. I'm sure that's going to be high enough. Yeah, you can put it that way, like a colon. Good. And you can take your hands here and really open the ribs and place them on that prop. Yeah, place them there. And then your left arm is a little bit of a support here. If you have more props and your ribs prop is really high, you need something here for that arm. Place it there. Good. And then remove the right arm. Your legs are just lying there. Maybe that's enough already. Or you take your right arm overhead, like we did in the beginning, and that opens up the right side. Let your arm be heavy. You can also use your left hand if your head feels heavy to place your head on. Good. If there's any sensations in your lower back, just kind of round yourself very slightly, though, a little bit more forward, so you're not straining the lower back. Right? There might be, for some people that are sitting a lot, there might be a little strain there. So just find your intensity and your opening here. Allowing the right arm to be a little heavier, lengthening the right side. Notice how your hips want to help here. Try to relax them. Your thighs, relax them. The feet, everything can be soft and just grounding into the earth. Notice your jaw. Maybe the bottom jaw is clenching. Release it. Softening the tongue in the mouth. Maybe you can lengthen your breath as you inhale. Maybe inhale a little bit more, another little opening. And exhale fully, 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 fully. Staying with the breath. Where can you feel the breath moving into? Can you feel restricted areas where the breath wants to go, but it can't because you're lying there? With your left rib cage, for example. It would like to expand, but it is sent into other dimension because there's no room for it to go there. So use that opening into other spaces for more freedom, for the breath. Because now it has to move into those spaces that it normally probably doesn't move into. Few more breaths there. Keeping the legs relaxed. Good. And then slowly bringing your right hand kind of in front of your face on the floor, so you're rounding over that bolster that you're lying on. And then bringing both hands back to the floor and walk yourself forward in front of your left shin. Moving slowly, you may feel a little fragile, and then slowly lift the upper body. Good. Lovely. Remove the props. And then bring your legs to the other side. And actually before we go, bring both legs out in front of you for a moment. Right, any amount, any bend in the knees, whatever. Close your eyes, let your hands just be where they are. Allow the shoulders to be soft. And just noticing the two sides of the body, especially the side body, right? All the way from the hip bone to the armpit. Any similarities or differences in your imagery there. If you had to draw your upper body right now, what would that look like? Maybe with colors or pencil or whatever, but what would it look like? Good. And then erase that. Open your eyes again if you like, and then bring it to the other side. So now your right leg is your front leg, and the left leg is your side leg, with the knee into the right sole of the foot. Your left foot can be on the shin or bent, whatever feels good in your hips, right? You've found a way. One on the other side, so find that way on this side. And then bring your props alongside your right thigh. Put them right next to your thigh. Good. Lovely. And then use your left hand, pick up your ribs a little bit and place them onto your prop here. Good. And your right arm can be your support here on the floor. Release your left arm, let your ribs land on your prop. You may have to have a few attempts to get it right. No worries. Good. And then from there, allow the ribs to arrive. Relax the legs already. And then take your left arm overhead. Let it be heavy and open the left side more. Again, if you like, use your right hand to support your head. Or if it feels okay on this side, let your head hang, or use any other props for your head. Anything that you have, let it be your support. Good. And then give yourself a few cycles of breath to arrive on this side in the move, in the pose. Noticing the lower back, if it feels okay. If there's any pinching, just bring your upper body, roll it very gently, just a few millimeters forward so that you're not falling into the back. All right, so you're running forward, opening it more than crunching it. Notice your thighs and your hips. Do they want to help you? You don't need to work. Let them relax. Let them sink into the floor. If your left arm lands on your head and reaches the floor, that's fine. Let it be there, but notice how your neck can handle this. All right, so always remain in a somewhat comfortable, not too stressful position. And then noticing where the breath is moving into now. Notice the restricted areas. Maybe you can notice the areas that it now rolls into where it normally doesn't roll to. Notice your jaw. Release the bottom one. Tongue is soft in the mouth. Keep releasing the legs and hips. Maybe lengthen the breath. Take another little sip of inhale. Good. A few more cycles of breath here. Lovely. And then slowly moving with awareness, bring your left arm in front of your face on the floor. Slowly round your upper body or roll it forward so you can round onto that prop and bolster. And back onto both hands, walking the upper body forward in front of your left shin. Moving slowly, you may feel a little fragile on the left side. And then once you get there, slowly lift your upper body back into upright. Removing the props. And again, bringing your legs in front of you. Any amount of bent or straight, and just Noticing the two sides, close your eyes. Noticing your breath as you sit there. And how would that picture look now if you had to paint? Color yourself. Give a little smile to your heart. Good. And then releasing any of that. And find a way onto your back. Right, you can have your hands behind your thighs and roll slowly onto your back, or take one leg, or have your arms beside you, rolling slowly onto your back. Right, a healthy way onto the back. You choose your healthy way. Good. Have your legs still standing, so your knees are still bent. And find a spot for your feet where your knees are kind of in the center of the soles of your feet, and there's no muscular engagement of your legs being upright here. Right? They don't fall to the side, they don't fall to the center. They can be right here. They're supported by their own skeletal structure. You may have to move your feet out or in a little bit depending on your skeletal structure. And then from here, bring your hands, interlace your hands, and bring them behind your head. The elbows are open towards the floor, as if you're lying on green grass, enjoying the blue sky and sunshine. Good. And now it's very important for these next little movements that you use as little muscular engagement as possible. And we are not using any core musculature or legs or head or neck. It's the arms doing the movements. Only the arms are going to be strong and moving. So as you lie here, everything is relaxed. You're enjoying the sun and blue sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift your elbows towards the ceiling, so like you're cupping your head. Shoulder blades gently come off the floor. Take another inhale, stay there. And then with the exhale, your arms lift your head in their palms, and you're moving the shin towards your chest. Very slowly, noticing the vertebra in the spine. And then lower it back down. Keep breathing, open the elbows, soften everything, let everything rest for a brief moment. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your elbows towards the ceiling, cupping your head. And exhale further, lift your head with the arms, no muscular engagement in the belly or neck, shin towards your chest. And then roll it slowly back down towards the floor. Open the elbows, relax everything. Inhale. Exhale, lift the elbows up. Cup your head and lift your head, chin towards chest, noticing the vertebra in the spine. How far can you notice the spine? Lower back down, open the arms, inhale there, relax everything. And with the exhale, lift the elbows, engage the arms, lift the head with the arms. Notice the vertebra in the spine as you move your chin towards your chest. And lower back down. It doesn't have to come very high. You can even just work with two vertebrae. Lower the elbows, soften everything. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the arms, heavy head. The arms lift the head. Chin towards the chest. Lower back down. Open up. One more time. Everything softens. Inhale. As you exhale, lift the elbows. Stay soft. Arms become ready and lift the head towards the chest. Lower it back down. Open the arms. Release the arms, bring them beside you. Notice your breath. From here, roll your head only to one side 2 or 3 times and back to center. And only roll it as far as is comfortable. So roll it to one side and then back to center. And one more time to the side. Back to center. And then from the center, move it to the other side. Roll it slowly as far as is comfortable, noticing the neck. Back to center. Again to the same side. Back to center. And one more time, roll it to the side. And back to center. Stay central. Notice if the back of your head feels like it's even or it's very bumpy. If your head wants to roll more to one side than the other, and allow it to. So let it be comfortable. Don't force your head so that it's central. Right? If it's tilting to one side because the back of your head is like that, amazing. Love it. Or maybe you won't even notice the little difference. That's fine too. And then let your head be head. Bring your awareness to the bottom of your spine, wherever that may be for you. Your arms can stay alongside your body, maybe a little further away. Feet still standing. And then find the bottom of your spine there. And then without the external eye actually seeing you lifting the bottom of your spine, begin to bring the bottom of your spine. This is a little bit of a tilting of the hips, really. So tilting your hips, but for your movement in the body, it's lifting the bottom of your spine, your tailbone up, and lift it a little bit. Just lift it up as high as is comfortable. When you feel strain coming on or muscles engaging, then bring it back down. I mean, there's no right or wrong here. There's no high or low or lifting as far as is comfortable or as is possible, but only in your closed eyes awareness, the bottom of your spine lifts, the tailbone lifting up and lifting in a very comfortable way where it's no effort, no strain. And then when you feel strain happening, you bring it back down. And just a few little rounds here. And like we did with the head, you put everything back down gently, give it a moment, maybe just a brief moment of little rest. And then you lift it again. The tailbone, the bottom of your spine, lifting up. You feel muscles engaging, lower back down. And it doesn't even have to be a movement. It can just be in your imagination. Two more times. Bottom of your spine lifts up. And back down. And every time you put it down, it's like a lengthening towards the bottom of your mat there, through your legs. And one last time, if you're still moving, you can be done already as well. Lift up the bottom of your spine. And your time, lower it back down again. Feel like a lengthening towards the bottom of your mat. Good, and then release everything. Lengthen your legs out on the floor, and I give you the option, if you like, to start the lesson to finish the lesson like we started in an upper supported back bend. So feel free to put any props underneath your shoulders or upper back, or just be done where you are and be content and happy. You found your Shavasana pose here today. Arms beside you or on your body, you choose. Take a full inhale through the nose, all the way to the toes. Exhale through your open mouth, letting out any sigh or sound. One more time. Inhale fully. Completely exhale through the mouth. And again, inhalation into every happy and healthy cell of yourself. Exhale fully, releasing any more strength, any restriction. Release, release, release into Mother Earth. Allow the breath to flow. Allow your entire self to melt into the ground. Feel gravity bringing you down. At the same time, feel your heart and your front body lifting you, open for new experiences, meeting and greeting everything in your life with love and respect. Most of all, for yourself. Feel the love in your heart. Let it spread throughout the body. Bathe in that love for yourself. Begin to notice the space around yourself. Notice yourself in that space, your dimensions. Slowly reawakening your body with little movements in hands and feet. Finding your length, stretch your arms overhead on the floor. Allow the eyes to remain closed as you bend your knees, stand your feet. If you're on the back without any props, bring your knees into your chest. If you're on a bolster or any props, stay with the feet on the floor. What kind of let your legs roll from side to side. And then allow the body to pick a side to roll fully onto. If you're on the bolster, just rolling off. Allow your arms to help you. Coming into a little embryo on your side. And from there, use your hands to bring you back up into a seat. Moving slowly, no rush. And join your palms at heart center. Inhaling through your nose, love and life. Exhale through your open mouth, any chaos, anything you want to let go of. Inhale through the nose, joy and sunshine. Exhale what you don't need. And let's close the session with a sweet Om. Inhale, Om. Bow your head towards your fingertips. Great gratitude for yourself. Giving your body attention, love, and movement. I thank you for letting me guide you. The light within me bows to the light within you. Namaste.